If I now want to write an op-ed about the recent advancements in a specific topic or on a specific conflict, I don't need to do the research from scratch. I can ask the AI to do it for me, and I will just refine it.
Hi, my name is Michael Makdah, and welcome to Actionable, a podcast brought to you by Seed Group. And with me in the Majlis today is a very special guest, Dr. Abdullah Sahyoun, an AI and innovation consultant from APCO, also one of our advisors. Abdullah, welcome to Actionable.
Thank you, Michael. Likewise, pleasure for me as well.
Great. So Abdullah, tell me a little bit more about you as a person.
So my name is Abdullah Sahyoun, and I am the head of AI and digital transformation at APCO Worldwide. I'm originally from Lebanon. I grew up there, finished my bachelor there, and I moved to Germany to continue my education. I did my master's and PhD there. My PhD was in AI, but focused on computational biology applications, so to say. And then I worked for a couple of research organizations, pharma companies. Before moving to consulting with EY, I was leading their AI practice in the German-speaking countries for a couple of years. And then I got a good role here with APCO Worldwide in the Dubai office, where I moved here, and that's where we are now.
And how long have you been in Dubai?
2.5 years now.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Probably moved right before the pandemic.
Yeah, directly in the middle of it, actually. So I got stuck in Lebanon for 3 months before I could move here because it was all closed. So yeah, it was tough times at the beginning.
And off the record, your experience in Dubai during the pandemic, how was that?
It was very pleasant compared to other countries. I mean, Germany was completely on lockdown, other countries as well. So I think it was very interesting.
Very interesting. Okay, all right. So handled very well. It was managed properly.
I think it in the best way, because we are, I think, the first country who opened up that quickly and went back to normal life.
So tell me a little bit more about your work at APCO and the private office.
Okay. So with APCO Worldwide, as I mentioned, I lead the digital transformation and the AI practice. What we do is I have a team of brilliant individuals from different places of the world. Also, they live in different places of the world. Not all of them are in Dubai. The majority are here. And what we do is we're trying to innovate and bring real transformation and innovation into the PR and communications practice. APCO is a PR and comms agency. Traditionally, these agencies were still following traditional methods in doing business. But I was hired to change this. Okay. And when I started, I was on my own for a couple of months, and then we saw the need, and we started growing the team. Now we're around 7 to 8 people, and we're growing still. What we do exactly is we look at the different departments at APCO, the different client needs, and we try to build digital solutions for them, whether to automate some things, whether to generate novel insights for them, whether to analyze their data in a meaningful way, to generate recommendations for them from different perspectives, because as a PR agency, you do media relations, government relations, reputation management, crisis management. And we try to deal, let's say, with all these departments, see their needs in terms of how can we improve their work, automation, AI models, visualization, dashboards, and we just implement it for them.
Gotcha. So the burning problem here that you're solving for your clients is you help them develop using cutting-edge technology, whether in AI or big data analysis, to improve their PR, their reputation management, and their communication.
Yes.
Fantastic. And have you been feeling that the Arabic language is a challenge in this field?
It is, especially with respect to language models and language generation and language understanding models of AI. So there has not been too much research done on this space in terms of the Arabic language. English is very well established already. For Arabic, you have only a few institutes, for example, here in the UAE or in Lebanon, doing some research on this end. The best model known to me until now is a model called Noor. Noor. It's built by TII ATRC in Abu Dhabi. Okay. And recently they published a news article that they say it's completely written in Arabic by this AI model.
Really?
And in my opinion, this is the most advanced I've seen in terms of Arabic language generation and understanding.
Brilliant. So it's good to know that something is being developed on this front.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for example, TII and TRC are doing a lot of work on this. The Mohammed bin Zayed University for AI is doing a lot of work on this end as well. And also, the American University of Beirut is doing some work with the resources they have as well. So I think there is some work being done on this end.
Gotcha. And so tell me, what does your day look like? So how early do you get up? When do you get to work? How long do you stay at work? What do you do at work?
It depends. If I had an all-nighter shift with one of our clients, then I wake up a bit late. But a typical day is, like, I wake up at 8. I have a quick breakfast while responding to some emails. And then I move to the office. There I have a regular meeting with my team to discuss the progress on all the work streams and projects that we're leading and working on, clients, projects, and internal projects. And then normally I will have, let's say, 1 or 2 client meetings also during the day, either in person or on call. And then normally I finish like 6, 7, depending on the day, sometimes much later. But typically I try to go back home. And when I go back home from work, I need a 5 minutes power nap.
Right.
Yeah.
Those are important.
Yes, very important. Like 5 minutes is enough for me, And then I go to the gym. I go to the gym almost on a daily basis. And this is why this 5 minutes power nap is critical.
Give you energy.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I go to the gym and then I go meet some friends afterwards for dinner. And then I sleep very early then.
Okay. Yeah. Do you get 8 hours of sleep?
Not always.
Okay.
But yeah, not always.
Those deadlines are coming closer than...
Exactly. Now, for example, it's the end of the last quarter. So no.
Okay, so you mentioned to me your day. You're in a lot of strategy meetings. You're meeting with your team. Do you code? Is there a time where you're actually coding?
Rarely nowadays. Rarely, yes. I mean, when I first joined APCO, I used to code on my own because there was no team. But now I have a brilliant team of individuals where I don't need to code too much. Sometimes when they get stuck somewhere or I need to review some code, if it's giving, let's say, wrong results, then I code. And I'm happy to do it because I spent most of my life coding. And I don't want to lose this ability, actually.
Right.
But yeah, my team covers this aspect very well.
And from your experience, do you think coding is something that everybody should learn? Should it be taught in schools at a young age?
I mean, it should be taught in school, not because it's a necessity to be a coder, but in my opinion, coding opens your brain to different ways of thinking.
Okay.
And since, let's say, you're a kid or at an early age, you learn how to code, your brain will open up in different ways.
Shape up in a
Exactly. It's a very logical way of thinking about things. Being creative in writing your functions and and so on. So
structure, the logic.
Exactly.
Right. And I'm sure a lot of kids these days could use that structure and logic in their life.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So Dubai, the city, has it helped your career? Has it improved it in any way? I mean, you pretty much have the chance to work wherever you want, whether it's the US, Europe, or even Asia. Why have you picked Dubai?
Honestly, it's a very simple answer because, in my opinion, Dubai, and I tell it to everyone that asks me this question, why you left Germany and moved here? You could have gone anywhere else. It's the city of opportunities. Like, Dubai has opened for me many, many opportunities, business-wise, connections-wise, personal-wise, that I could have never dreamed of. And this is why, me personally, I enjoy living in Dubai. Like, really enjoy it. And I'm not thinking of moving anytime in the near or long future, so to say.
And has it helped your career?
It did help my career a lot because here, for example, at APCO Worldwide, being the hub for AI for our global company, I managed to grow in my role very well. And because also the focus of the UAE government is in technology, innovation, Metaverse, AI, has also even made my role more important, but also opened up connections as well. For example, like the advisory work I'm doing with you also in the private office. Right. So it definitely helped it in many, many ways.
And in terms of an appetite from the government or from the corporate environment here, do you feel that breakthrough innovation, AI, metaverse strategies, or anything of such is being adopted or facilitated from the counterpart of your clients?
I mean, it's for some clients, for government clients, it's a necessity that they would follow because it's a mandate by the government, right? And for corporate clients, not all of them, but many of them are really started now asking us, okay, what is this? What is that? How can we leverage this and this technology and so on? So since it's a mandate from the government and goals, KPIs from the government, many are following this trend now, which is amazing because it's getting us more business and it's getting us to many challenges because every company has its own challenges, how to apply AI, how to use the metaverse and so on, which is very interesting to our work.
So Dubai has a lot of big events happening, GITEX, Expo, all these big events that are happening around. Have they helped you in any way?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Let's say, for example, for GITEX, right. I've spoken at AI Everything before, which brought me a couple of clients and connections as well. Let's say for the AI Metaverse assembly, I didn't go personally, but some of our team members went there, and it opened for us new doors as well. And the same thing for other events. Let's say you have EMNLP in Abu Dhabi, which is a big conference for NLP. Right. So these are things where you could meet interesting people. But also in parallel, outside of these events, I'm trying to be very active with universities. Okay. Let's say I collaborate with many universities. I give talks there, lectures on AI, Metaverse, and so on. And this also opened a lot of connections. And this is what I say, Dubai is the land of opportunities because you don't know where you will meet your next business partner or your next investor or your next client,
Right. So very diverse, a lot of people from different backgrounds. Fantastic. Metaverse, I gotta ask. Is it here to stay? Is this a trend? Is it a fad? What should we expect?
In my opinion, so I'm going to give you my opinion about it. I think it's here to stay because it's innovating the way we use the internet in many ways. We're moving from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0. We're moving from 2D to 3D and hyperrealism and so on. So I think it's here to stay. And with the integration of all these technologies like AI and so on in the metaverse, it's going to create a different world for us. And this is number one. Number two, the government here in the region is a big supporter of it. Many government entities are in the metaverse already, doing one business or another. Number three, yes, there was a report published recently by one of the most famous metaverses, not the one from Meta, another one, that they've seen a growth in the number of users in the last year. And I think it was 17 million users with an average of 20-minute sessions on the metaverse. So we've seen a lot of push in this, and a lot of people are adopting this. APCO, for example, we established our metaverse presence with our sister company Trilogen in the Central Land. We're gonna launch it soon. So I think it's here to stay, and I think it's gonna change the way we use the internet dramatically.
Right. And what are the factors that are impacting the adoption of metaverse?
Technology access, let's say whether it be internet speed. I'm not talking only in the UAE, I'm talking globally, right? Mentality. Some people think it's just a game. You want challenges in adopting, or you want the factors for adoption?
Factors for adoption.
Factors for adoption.
Yeah,
okay.
I think processing was one of them. Internet speed is another for sure.
Yeah. So in terms of factors, The main factors are the following. In the metaverse, you can build very complex creative ideas.
Yeah.
Let's say if you're entering the Samsung shop. Samsung, they opened a shop there. You can buy phones there. They launched their new phone there. So it's the way of innovation in terms of product presentation, user experience. This is one big factor that me personally pushes me to go into the metaverse. Number two is
brands can have a more immersive experience.
exactly
Right.
immersive experiences. Yes.
Right.
Number two is the connections you can make there. Like you don't know who you'll meet in the metaverse as well. When you're going with your avatar inside, and you see someone, you can talk to them. It's also very interesting. Number three.
And people are usually, that's actually a question that just came to mind, is how do people interact differently inside the metaverse? Are they more extroverted? For example, an introverted person, would he be more extroverted?
Well, it depends. If you're using the Oculus, or if you're entering a metaverse which doesn't need an Oculus.
Right.
Right. For me personally, I'm using the one that doesn't need an Oculus, because I tried the Oculus once and I got dizzy. So I think it makes people more extrovert, because the physical limitations that these people have, it's not there anymore. They're still talking behind a computer. And most of the users at the beginning were gamers that spent 24 hours a day gaming. These were the first, let's say, user of the metaverse. And then companies started migrating there. So I think this will eliminate some of the boundaries, but it will also create other limitations to these people as well. Like when I meet this person then in real life, how will it be? A different person, different perception. What about in terms of disclosing their identity there? Who has access? Who can use it against them? Right. And this leads us to, of course, challenges of data privacy and so on. Because we've heard many rumors that there was some sexual harassment in the metaverse before, right, for female avatars. So the good and the bad will move to this world.
Right. Okay, do I ask you about blockchain, or is that something that is not in your area of focus?
Well, I've worked with blockchain before when I was with EY, so you can ask me, it's fine.
Adoption of its impact with quantum computing, does it have a future in the world?
If we separate blockchain from cryptocurrencies,
yeah,
I think both will have a future, but I'm not going to focus on cryptocurrencies now. Blockchain as technology has a lot of potential, because it enforces trust, it enforces transparency, and it enforces also fairness in a way. But at the same time, if the majority of the people on the blockchain want the wrong thing, it will enforce the wrong thing, because there is no central authority, right? It's the control of the people.
Consensus.
Yes, consensus. So I think it will have a future, especially in financial technologies and so in fintech, but as well in other things. I mean, it can be used for almost any applications, because you can write these smart contracts, and you could tweak the blockchain to do whatever you want. Say, right, in legal stuff. It's like you're signing an agreement which is infinitely signed and stamped under your wallet address. So I think it has a potential, but there is some hesitance in using it now,
right,
because people use it interchangeably with cryptocurrency, and the cryptocurrency situation now is not very good because of these scandals happening here and there, and that's why there is some skepticism and hesitance in using it. But I think with time, I think it will make a change.
So that you mentioned scandals and these things, cybersecurity and cyber threats. Is that something from your expertise, from your background, it's something we should give a lot more importance to, or?
Of course, because the age nowadays is the age of data. Yeah. So we have data about everyone, everywhere, even private information. And with cybersecurity, this poses a big threat if this data goes outside, especially, for example, medical data. So it's a big problem. And we've seen recently many attacks happening around big companies, whether here in the region or abroad, right? So it is a big threat.
So softer targets, not government necessarily, not military.
Yeah, softer targets because they think they're easier.
Right.
But still, there is a lot of public data because now most of these companies and organizations are moving to a data-heavy business model, which poses a lot of privacy issues and so on.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna move back to AI. So there's a lot of fear that comes with AI.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sci-fi that comes with AI. Matrix, Terminator, I don't know what else is out there. Could we end up in a situation where this is dangerous?
I think yes, because I'm gonna say why. For every technology or for every tool that humans have created, it can be used for the good and it can be used for the bad. And you will always have bad people using it for the bad. So the answer is yes. If these people were not stopped or were not regulated properly, then we could end up with the usage of AI in the wrong hands.
Right.
Which might have serious implications.
All right. So in the next 18 months, how do you expect AI to change the landscape, whether it's in communications or PR or in any area in our lives?
So the most growth we're seeing now in terms of AI innovation is coming from two directions. One is language models, which is how to teach AI to understand language and create language. And two is from a computer vision perspective. How are you teaching AI to create images, to create art, and so on? So these are the biggest advancements we're seeing nowadays.
Both of them happen to be in marketing.
Yes, luckily for us, right? And with the launch of this, let's say, for example, a week ago, ChatGPT was launched by OpenAI.
Right.
It's a chatbot, but it's a very smart one. And I've used it personally. It's crazy. Like I was shocked with all these years in the AI career. I was really shocked when I saw what it can do.
Okay.
Writing code for you, answering questions that are very complex and very specific. It's crazy. So I suspect that there will be a big advancement in this space, but also in the direction of Arabic as well, because Arabic is growing to be an important language that is impacting the geopolitical landscape and so on. So I think there will be some work on this also from outside Arabic countries, like maybe from Amazon or Google and these companies, even OpenAI, they might consider this, in my opinion. And the other thing is, as I mentioned, the computer vision one. Like also the same company, OpenAI, they published a model that could generate art for you you write whatever you want and it will create an art for you. Which is, if you think about it, it's crazy because normally an artist will need weeks to create this piece of art and the AI is creating it in seconds. Think about it from a social media perspective, from a marketing perspective, from a government relations perspective, PR perspective. It's changing the landscape. If I now want to write an op-ed about the recent advancements in a specific topic or in a specific conflict, I don't need to do the research from scratch. I can ask the AI to do it for me and I will just refine it a bit and I will have a perfectly written op-ed or a perfectly written speech. It's crazy.
Right. So through technology, through the years, for example, people used to write, and then they moved on to typewriters, and then word processors, and the trend seems to me that the human is doing less effort, more direction, less grammar, more abstract. And I think even AI today is capable of writing a movie script, right?
Definitely.
Right. So do you think that this is going to improve the efficiency of humans, or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Like I give you an example. At APCO, we used to we have our editors, right? We work out with government clients and so on. They used to take maybe 8 hours to 10 hours to write in op-ed. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depend. With these AI generators, they can get a good draft in 30 minutes.
Wow.
And then they need maybe 2 hours to customize it to the client's style.
So it takes them 60% of the way.
Yes, 60% less. And now with time, you can even train these language generation models to write in the style of your client.
Oh, wow.
So let's say you have a client which is a corporate or a government. They have a specific style, specific keywords they use in all their op-eds. You can teach the AI to do that. So with time, the job of the human will, I wouldn't say it will be dislocated. It will not be dislocated, but it will be moved to a more of a, let's say, more creative thing, or a more of a
maybe empathetic,
sentient, that AI cannot reach
right?
Yet. Yeah, I'm gonna say the yet because we don't know.
Right. Okay, there could be a library of emotions that.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. What are the factors impacting the adoption of AI today?
I would say, in my opinion, the most important factor beyond technological factors is the change management, which is changing the mentality of the people in an organization to adopt the new technology. Some people are still stuck to the old method. They want to, they're used to this. It's their bread and butter, as we call it, or it's their day-to-day work, and they don't want to change.
No one wants to get out of their comfort zone.
Comfort zone, exactly.
Right.
So this is number one. Number two is speed of internet and the cost as well. So internet speed here in the UAE is not a problem. We have a very fast connection. But cost, either cost of building your own team or costs of the cloud architecture that you need to train the model and to test the model and to deploy the model. It's very expensive. And the third thing is that it still requires coding skills. We see here in the market that there is a need for these type of resources or talent, but they are very scarce, so to say.
And quantum computing, does that in any way, do you see that happening anytime soon?
Well,
would that change anything for us?
It definitely will in the positive way,
right?
Because it will make adoption and deployment and running the models very, very quickly. For me personally, it's still very expensive to adopt quantum computing for our applications because, and it depends on the use case. We don't need it yet. We're using GPUs and it's still working fine.
Right.
But later on, I think with the large growth happening, or the fast growth happening in the amount of data, we will definitely require quantum computing.
And in terms of local policies around AI and data, how is there anything mandated from the government required that you know about? Or
there is no requirement, so to say, to adopt technology. I think the requirement is only on the government side.
Yeah.
But in terms of private sector, there is, as far as I know, no requirements. But what I know is that the regulation here and the policies are very open and supporting, let's say, innovation, compared to other countries where you have strict laws on data and data usage and data privacy and so on. Here, it's very open while keeping the focus on the privacy and so on. But I think here they've known how to handle things properly
right,
compared to other countries.
So let's pause. Let's get into our time machine and go 10 years from today. We're sitting in the same office. We invite you back for an interview. And what does the world look like, from your opinion?
I think, in my opinion, many things will change with AI and with technology. I think we will see a a mixture of virtual and physical reality that will be combined with all of these technologies that will create, if I want to call it, the hyper reality, which is something that probably you cannot imagine, but it's going to be something that is like in sci-fi movies.
Okay.
And it's already started. Like Elon Musk is already planning to plant chips in some brains.
His children, actually.
Yeah. So, and we don't know what this could happen.
Right.
And we've already seen some advancement in technologies where I think also Elon Musk, he was able to translate what a monkey is saying by just understanding the signals from his brain.
Wow.
So these are, let's say, big innovations in this space. It's all a combination of AI and other technologies. So this is where I see the world going. I mean, these are two examples, but I see it more of a mixture between virtual and physical reality, with all these technologies coming in the back end, like AI, like.
From a professional life, that would usually mean, more efficiency, better data analysis, more tools to write the scripts for you to generate these images. I see the power of that in marketing for sure. So it sounds to me that you're not just an expert or a futurist or a technologist. It sounds to me that you also have an entrepreneurial spirit to you. Would you say you're an entrepreneur?
Yes, very easily I would say yes, because throughout the connections I've made here and the interactions with clients or with other people outside the APCO organization, also with the private office, I think that I've developed an entrepreneurship mindset, because now I don't only solve problems, but I create solutions for problems that people didn't know that exists, and I solve it for them. And this is what an entrepreneur do, right? You create a solution for a problem that people didn't know it exists.
Right.
And this is how you can make a new business.
Absolutely. Problems, solutions.
Exactly.
Right.
So the short and the long answer are yes.
Okay. And do you think, with the market right now, so let's talk about the current global market. Inflation's really high. The US market, the European market, the Asian market are very uncertain. Is this part of the region more stable?
Definitely. It is much more stable on all levels.
Right.
We have food security, energy security, and we have security in general. It's very safe, right? But also in terms of businesses, the support to businesses in this region was and still much higher in terms of startup supports. In other countries, this has gotten reduced now because of the scandals, because of the economical issues, and so on, because of whatever issues. So I definitely see a lot of growth coming from this region in the tech space, so to say.
Gotcha. Great. So, Dr. Abdullah, thank you for joining us today in Actionable. It was a pleasure having a conversation with you and having you in our majlis. We hope to have you sometime soon again. Maybe we can do a follow-up. If anyone wants to connect with you, what is the best way for them to reach out to you?
LinkedIn. That's the easiest way.
Great.
It's my name basically, Dr. Abdullah Sahyoun.
We'll make sure that the link is there. And thank you for watching this episode, and we hope you can join us on the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.